Friends, so this is data interpretation, as most of you have been asking on the comments page and emails and everything. So I am very privileged and obliged to bring you this data interpretation as well as one small caselet of LR or analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, whatever you call it. So let's take this DI question first. So these are 4 pie charts. Now what happens is that there is a world conference going on in which there are countries India, US, China, UK and France. Now each of these countries has got experts in various fields, which is operation, finance, marketing, system and HR. So what happens is that someone wants to collect all the data, how many experts from which of the countries and so on, but unfortunately the HR delegates of India are not there, as in their number is not established. HR India. So what those guys did, what did they do was that they compiled one chart which is all field percentage except HR. So as you can see, without HR if this is 100, without HR and this is 100, finance is 20, operation is 25, system is 15 and marketing is 40. Please understand. So this data is all field across all countries except HR. Except HR. This is except HR. Fine. So this data is what? This data is all world except India. Please understand. So if I remove India, assume the entire world, apart from India to be 100, France is 20%, China is 20%, UK is 20% and US is 40%. Now what happened later after these two pie charts were developed is that the Indian HR number was established. It was found out that so many people are there HR India. So they come up with 2 more graphs. Now let's say this graph is what? This is India. Complete breakup of India. HR 30%, finance 15%, 35% marketing, 10% system and 10% operation. This is the breakup of India. Oh, this is only India. The fourth thing is the complete breakup of HR across the entire 5 countries. This is the HR breakup. India 20%, France 15, China 15, UK 20 and US 20. So this is the 4 pie chart. Now that is the idea of video. You can pause 100 times. So if I am faster also, you have all the opportunity and liberty to come back. So please try and understand all the 4 graphs first of all. This is field without HR, this is only HR. This is world without India, this is only India, complete breakup in percentages. So if you have to understand percentage, according to me, this is an ideal scenario kind of a question. So let's take question 1. I will take you to 2 questions through this caselet, then we will take LR. So let's take question 1. Let's read it very carefully. If US delegates are 33.33% of the entire world, including India. If the delegates of US are 1/3, 33.33 means 1/3 of the entire world, including India. What is the ratio of marketing delegates to the Indian delegates? So the question is, the total people who are in marketing across the entire world is to the total Indian people. That is the ratio. So basically this upon this. So for this we need to find this and we need to find this. So we just go it, but that's what the idea, that's what the question is. So how to go forward? If US delegates are 33.33 of the entire world. So let's look where is US. So US is 40%. So now I am writing. So what you do is assume this to be 100. Let me write here. Assume this to be 100. So if this is 100, basically what we are saying is US is 40. But US is 40 corresponds to 33.33% of the entire world. So if US is 40, 1/3 of the entire world, 1/3 of the entire world is equal to 40. That is what we are saying. So that means the entire world is 120. But this we have already taken 100. So therefore implies India is definitely 20. That is the idea. So this is nothing but 20. so that the entire world including India become 120. So we have come to the conclusion that India is 20. I mean, these are only the rough ratios just to calculate the ratio. This is not the sacrosanct 120, but for ratios we will get the same answer. Now, the point of this caselet is I am about to tell you. This is the beauty. India HR and HR India, they should be the same number. India HR India, they should be exactly the same number because we are talking about the same people, Indian who are HR delegates. So India, if it is 20, this is 30% and this is 20%, that means this is 30. Please understand. So the ratio of India's to HR will be definitely 2:3. So that 30% and 20% become same. So 30% of that 20 becomes 6, and therefore if this is 20%, it is 6, therefore it is 30. So 20% is again 6. So what we have done so far, this is 100, this is 20, this is definitely 30. Now there is one more beautiful thing coming up. The entire population of the total, people is 100 plus 20, which is 120. And this 120 should be same as this plus this, because this is field minus HR and this is only HR. So if I do the total field wise, even that should come as 120. So if this is 90, that means for sure this is, if this is 30, I beg your pardon, this is 30, this is for sure 90. And therefore, if this is 90, let me now come to the question, what is the ratio of marketing delegates? So 40% is marketing. So marketing are 40% of 90, which is 36, 9 4s are 36. And to the Indian delegate are 20, and therefore the ratio is 36 is to 20, which is 9 is to 5. 36 is to 20. 4 9 is 36, 4 5 20. So let's go back. First of all, 33.33, so we took 1/3. If we took 140, this is 130. So this is 100 plus 20 to make it 120, the entire including India. So if this is 20, this is 30. This is beauty. 30, 20%, 20, 30% to be same. If this is 30, this is 90. Another beauty, because this plus this should be equal to this plus this, total of the entire people. And once we get all four, we can find all percentages. So this is question 1. Please, you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can check it. I'll just take you to question 2. Okay, so let's look at question number 2. If there are 12 delegates of HR India, so we know that HR India are 12. We know that HR India are 12. So if there are 12 delegates of HR India and the Indian marketing delegates are 2 less than the total marketing delegates, how many delegates are from USA? Fine. So let's go forward from the data which is given to us. Let's go forward from there. So the moment I know that this is 12 and this corresponds to 30%, so we can find this number. How? 30% of some number, 30% of some number is equal to 12. So that number, if you can work out, is 40. 30% of x is equal to 12. So what is x? 12 into 100 upon 30. 12 into 10 upon 3. 40. By the same logic, can you work out this number? 20% of some number is equal to 12. So that number is, again, if you go by the same logic, this is 60. 20% of x is equal to 12. What is this x? So this is 12 into 100 by 20. 12 into 5, 60. Now, Indian marketing delegate. So India is 40, marketing is 35%. So can you please tell me, what is 35% of 40? 35% of 40 is the marketing. What is 35% of 40? So we can calculate 35 upon 100 into 40, something like that. So if you do that calculation, this is 14. So we have come to Indian marketing as 14. Now it says that Indian marketing are 2 less than the total marketing delegate. So therefore, if this is 14, that means the total marketing are 16. 14 plus 2, 16. So this is total marketing. So therefore, this is 16. We have come to this conclusion so far. This is 16. So if this is 16, can we find this number? The top of it. 40% of some number. 40% of some number, which is total of here, corresponds to 16. Come on. What is this number? So if you do that calculation, 16 into 100 upon 40, if we cut this, what? 4 4 is 16, so this is 40. So we have come to the conclusion that this is 40. Because this is 40% of some number giving 16. So 40% of 40 is 16. So far we have come to this that India is 40, HR is 60 and this field without HR is 40. Now my dear friends, if you recall in the explanation of the question 1, this 40 plus 60, this 40 plus 60 will give you the entire world, which is 100. 40 plus 60. And therefore, this 40 plus this number should also give you the entire world. And therefore this is 60. Are you guys getting? Because this 40 plus 60 is entire world, including India, entire world. This is 40 plus 60 entire world, including HR and all field. This should be same. So the moment we get this 40, 60, we found out this is 40, 40 plus 60 is 100, and therefore again this 40 plus this number is 100, that means it is 60. So if this is 60, now the question says, how many delegates are from USA? So USA is 40% of this number, and therefore we are just supposed to find out finally 40% of 60 is our answer, which is 40 upon 100 into 60. If you do the calculation, it is simple calculation. 24 is the final answer. I hope these two questions probably has given you a lot of insight in percentages. So please, you can divide it, read it again and again. You can mail me as you have been doing so. I am so thankful to you guys, and I'll just take you to LR. Thank you. So friends, let us take this LR or analytical reasoning, logical reasoning question, which is a kind of a sports question, sports caselet. So I will again take two small questions. So first understand, there are 16 teams who are playing a championship. So we have divided them into two groups, Group A and Group B. Group A there are 8 teams and Group B there are 8 teams. So what is happening is that all these 8 teams are playing amongst each other. This is round robin tournament. So what is round robin tournament? Each team is playing with every other team exactly once. So here also, here also. Now after their round robin tournament, all when 8 teams are playing against each other, we will select the top 4 teams from each group. So finally we have got 4 teams here and 4 teams here, then they will play some quarter final, knockout stage and semi-final and final, and the champion will be decided. So what's the main idea? The question is that in the group stages only there are 2 questions, and which are very tough questions, to be very honest with you. So you must give a lot of time, you must think a lot of time on these questions. So the first question I would like to ask is that, what is the maximum number of matches a team might win, or rather can win, in group stage and still not qualify? Still not qualify for the next round. What is the maximum number of matches a team might win or can win in the group stage and still it is not qualifying for the next round? So how do they qualify for the next round? Win has got 1 point and loss has got 0 point. You have to assume there are no draws or there are no ties, and the team with maximum number of points are qualified for the next round. So if the 2 teams have equal points, they are decided by net run rate or some goal scored, goal for whatever, we don't know that. But some kind of tie-breaking rules are there which we are not aware of. So the question says, what is the maximum number of matches a team can win in the group stage, as in this stage, and still it is not qualifying for the next round? Fine. So I will tell you the explanation. I hope you have understood the question, read it many times. See, the point is that try to understand in terms of a table. If I take a team, let's take a team are A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H for example. There can be a scenario that A has won all the 7 matches. So A has got 7 points. By the same logic, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. The total if you do is 28. Which is very simple because there are total 8 C2 matches. Round robin, all playing all, 8 C2 if you solve is 28. Each game has 1 point allocated. Either somebody will win, so total 28 points. This is the breakup. Let's take a scenario. So if this is a scenario, some team has won 4 games and still, he is 4th, so he has qualified. But this is just a scenario I am giving to understand better. Now, understand this situation. Since we have to make a worst case scenario, we have to make a team which should win as much as possible and still it is not going in the next round. So imagine this scenario is there when A has defeated everyone, B has defeated the remaining, C has defeated remaining, D has defeated the remaining and so on. Now what you do is, keep these 3 teams as it is. F, G, H, their results have been same as the previous case. Now here, make A lose to both D and E. Please understand, A has defeated everyone, but instead of winning from D and E, make A lose to both of them. So in other words, A will have 5 points. Because I am purposefully making A lose to D and E. So if A is losing to D, keep D as it is apart from all remaining. Keep D same. So D will also come at 5 points. Because D will win from A. So 1 point is increased. Now E has won against A and make E win against B as well. So in other words, B will again come to 5 and E will also come to 5. This is so interesting. And therefore, the answer of our question is 5. As you can see, there can be a scenario where our team is winning 5 games and still there are 5 such teams and one of these teams will not be qualified. So what was our question? What can be the maximum number of wins a team can have and still not qualify? The answer is 5. Mind-boggling 5. It looks, the answer can be 4, even that looks on the higher side. But 5 is the correct answer. You need minimum 6 wins to guarantee in the next round. So I hope this is clear. This is first question I would like to tell you. 5. So let's take second question in the same scenario. Then we will stop for the day. So the second question is, what is the least wins that a team can do in group stage? Basically the round robin stage, and can still qualify for the quarterfinals. So this is complete inverse question. What is the least number of wins a team can do and still it will reach, it might reach rather in the next quarterfinal stage? So again, I hope you have understood the question. So again, if you see, start from the same scenario. There are 8 teams. Again the possibility is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Now here, we want the minimum win. So keep the top 3 as it is. Please understand. Don't touch them. Top 3 are same. Play the last question. Whatever you did here, you should do here now. Because we want to minimize the 4th team. So here, When D is playing to G and H, make D lose both the game. So D will again come at 2. G will again come at 2 because G has 1 from D. E will lose to H. E will lose to H. So E will also come to 2, and my dear friend, H will also come to 2. So if you see, at just 2 wins, there are 5 teams, and one of them will be the 4th team to qualify. So mind-boggling, and the most surprising answer is just 2. So there can be a scenario, my dear friends, that a team has won 5 matches and still it is not progressing. There can be a scenario, a team has just won 2 matches and it is progressing. This is a very difficult and a very good interesting concept, to solve the sport kind of a caselets. Now what people do is that they just do the total points, 28 points, and they try to divide it. 28 can be 5, 5, 5 and 7 and 6 and 4 and 1, 28. See, you can't divide like that. Please understand, there can never be 3 people who can win, something like 7 points, or rather 2 people who have won 7 points. Because you have to keep this in mind. If a person has made 7 points, that means it has defeated everyone. So how it can be possible? So this is the funda you must try. Thank you friends.